What's going on, guys? Got a little bit of a different video here for you. This was actually recorded a few days ago. Just kind of got busy with some things, never put it out that night. But basically, my brother, he drove me back down to school because I had some complications with my car, which is unfortunately no longer with us. But that's besides the point. So he drove me back down to school, and he spent the night here, and we went out fishing after class on Monday. And I was hoping to put him on a streamer eater, have a decent fish, take a streamer, maybe catch one, bring one in the net. So we were excited to do that. I had a few spots picked out to try, and the first few didn't go as well, and then we ended up driving around trying to find a new spot, and we should have had like 5 or so hours worth of fishing. But we ended up driving around, spending like an hour and a half driving and just wasting a bunch of time. After doing all that, we eventually got to the stream, but we had less time to fish. So we moved through everything pretty quick. A couple casts here, a couple casts there, a few more in the better holes, the deeper holes that we expected fish. And you'll see what happens. We actually had a pretty cool experience, which you'll kind of see. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So at this point, I don't actually have footage of what happened next. It all happened pretty fast, and I didn't want to spook the fish. So basically, I was walking ahead, kind of scouting the holes for my brother so he could cast up in there and hopefully get something going. But so I took the wide route around, and he walked up through the water, and there happened to be a fish at the back of this one hole. In like inches of water, but there was a big undercut there. And so when I walked up through, nothing happened. But when he walked up through, this big fish like scared out, but he didn't like run for the cover and hide like I would have thought. He just kind of like spooked up into the current and was still like in the middle of the stream. So we were still able to fish for it. And so he threw a few casts at it with the streamer and stripped it back downstream, and a couple of the casts seemingly would have hit it in the face, but it didn't budge, and we could see it, so like it didn't budge. So we were sight fishing for this fish, so a few more casts is still nothing, and then I'm like, hey, I had a nymph rod because if we had more time, I was going to nymph some of the holes behind them and see what would happen. But so I switched out. I'm like, here, try these nymphs. Maybe my small nymphs will get the fish to strike. So he threw a few casts of the nymphs, and same thing. Right on target, right down. Because I was sitting there watching the fish the whole time. I could see it, and it was probably like 18 to 20 inches. Like, it was a really big fish. We were both pretty nervous, but he threw some nice casts, and still nothing. And then I had the streamer rod. I threw a few casts in front of the fish, and I would have thought it would have reacted at least once. If nothing, I would have thought the fish would have spooked if it didn't take the fly. But it didn't budge, and then sure enough, my brother caught the branches with his nymphs, and then I ended up catching the far tree with my sculpin. So we were hooked up in the tree, and we figured the fish wasn't going to eat, so we just kind of walked in, spooked it. We got our flies back out of the tree, but it was definitely really exciting. and then we continued on, as you'll see next. No, that was a good cast because you threw it literally on top of the log. Oh, I see a fish. And he definitely poked. He definitely started coming at it. Throw it tighter into that loop. No. See where that log makes like a U? Yeah. Throw it deep into that U as you can. There's definitely a fish in there. I see him. No, not there. The log. That's ice.
Oh, that?
The log, yeah. That was shitty. Don't ever do that again.
You made me nervous now that you saw fish.
There you go. Strip. Alright, maybe let that sink next time. Sorry. There you go. So I didn't actually end up getting my brother to catch a fish. He had a few chases, a couple missed, small little guys, and we had that excitement from sighting fishing that big guy. We didn't catch any fish, but always fun to be out with friends and family, especially someone like my brother. We're both at college now, and our spring breaks overlapped by like 2 days. So to have the extra day to spend with him and fish, was awesome. And even though we didn't catch anything, always a great opportunity to be on the water, especially with the family. So catch you guys next time.